I'm Candace Jordan, and you're watching Candid, Candace TV. We are here tonight at Bellwether in Chicago to see the film premiere of Woody Allen's latest movie, Irrational Man. On the red carpet will be Woody himself and Parker Posey, and I can't wait to take you to the party. Well, of course, we're here now with Janet Davies, the beloved Janet Davies, and you've interviewed so many big stars on the red carpet. Do you have a favorite?
Oh boy, that is a good question. Do I have a favorite? I love Kathleen Turner. I absolutely do. Because she will tell it like it is. And in that voice, I absolutely love Kathleen Turner. And I love Liam Neeson because I just like to look at him.
You and me both, that's for sure. So what do you think about Woody? What are you excited to see him? And have you interviewed him before?
Last year, he was here for Magic in the Moonlight. And, you know, the reason he's here is because the Chicago Metropolitan Capital, right behind me, is banking his next two pictures after these two. And I had interviewed him a long time ago when I worked in another market, when I worked in Philadelphia. And I don't remember him as open as he was last year. He just talked. Weren't you there last year? I thought I saw you on the red carpet. But he was very funny and very Woody. So I expect the same thing today.
I know this is the second film that you've done with Woody Allen. What attracts you to his films and to Woody in general?
When I was a boy and he was a boy, I used to see him on television and thought that he was terrific on television as a stand-up comedian. So I've seen several of his films, and I thought it might be interesting to finance something with him if we could have fun doing it and maybe avoid losing money.
And I understand you make a cameo appearance in the film. What was it like having him direct you?
He's a bad director, and so he didn't do very much of anything, and it's not just a cameo, it's a big deal, okay? It's a big deal. And so I'm in the film commenting about something, but I can't tell you, then you wouldn't watch, okay?
And I understand there's another project in the works. You're going to be doing another film with Mr. Allen.
Absolutely. Ron is financing two more beyond this one, and the next one starts shooting here in just a few weeks. And Mr. Chaz will again appear.
That's right. That's right. I'm
going to be shooting in Chicago?
No, we're shooting in Los Angeles and New York. I don't know much more about it than that we're shooting in there, and that I have a very important role. So.
I know this is the first time you worked with Woody. I just wanted to know, what was that experience like?
It was so exciting. I've always wanted to play one of his women, and I got to. So to bring this part to life, I loved it. I loved every.
Great.
I only worked like 7 days, so it's a part. I'm not in the movie that much. And I had a lot of space to hold, to keep it alive and then to move it.
And you're going to be in the next film?
Yes.
How did you find out about that?
I got an email from Patricia, one of his casting directors. Yeah.
What was the audition process like? I hear he does it pretty quickly.
Yes, I just met him. I met him for 3.5, 4 minutes or so. But he has great instincts, like the quality and where a person's at in their life. It has a big part of why they're cast, and there's so many different factors. The movie's a lot about randomness, and this felt very, out of the blue and right at the same time. So
I have a last question. Did he give you any advice in your acting, and if so, what was it?
He'd say, he came up to me a lot the first day and told me, she's a very lonely woman. She's very lonely. And he just kept saying that. And I was like, okay. Then I knew that she was lonelier than I thought. And then he'd give little adjustments, just a little bit, something, just a little bit. But that was only if the first take didn't work. And sometimes it would work with the actors, but the sound would be off or the camera would bump. He just wants to get it in that first take. So like the first take is working, and then he'll come back and like the first take did not work for, other reasons. We get to do it again. So it's like, it was a really tight way of working and really focused. And that was, it's exciting.
I want to ask you, what do you hope audiences take away from Irrational Man?
What do I want them to take away? Well, I want them to have an entertaining experience. I want them to come, spend their, I don't know how much a ticket is, $10 or something, and not feel when they walk out that they wasted their 10. I want them to feel, I like that story. It was very interesting, and there was some substance to it. We could talk about the pros and cons of the issues of it, and it was an entertainment aimed at an adult audience.
And you raved about Emma Stone in the film. I'm wondering, do you have other actresses on your bucket list that you haven't worked with yet that you'd like to?
Yes, I'd like to someday work with Reese Witherspoon. I think she's a wonderful actress. She's the only one that I know off the top of my head that comes to mind. But a few years ago, if you had asked me this question, I would have said Kate Blanchett, who I got a chance to work with, Emma, and Reese Witherspoon. And I found now I've gotten a chance to work with two of them.
So I know this film is shot in Rhode Island. Would you ever consider doing a film here in Chicago?
If I could work in the fall or the spring, in the winter and the summer, it's death there. So in the fall and the spring, it's great. I have a lot of good memories of Chicago. I've spent a lot of time here, and it was always fabulous. And the problem is I can't work in the fall and the spring till my kids graduate from school, because I just can't do it. I have to work in the summer. And in the summer, I don't like to work in New York, and I don't like to work in Chicago because the weather, I like to go to some place that it's cool and, has better weather.
You inspire so many young directors. Who inspired you?
I was inspired mostly by Ingmar Bergman, which is an odd influence because I am a comic filmmaker. And the combination of the two has always made my films the kind of films that nobody wants to see.
What do you see the future for filmmaking? What do you see the future?
I don't see a bright future for it. I think that people are going to have big screens in their homes, and the screens will be high definition, and they'll invite a half dozen friends over and have a good dinner. They'll go into the next room. They'll pick up the phone and say, give us the new Barbra Streisand movie at 7:30. Hang up. 7:30 it'll come on, and people will not be going to the movies much. But they will be going more to the theater and to concerts and things like that, live entertainment.
I understand you signed to do a series with Amazon. How's that going?
It's coming along sluggishly. I'm trying very hard to do it. It was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be one of those quick jobs. I'd come in there, score big financially, and get out fast. But that was not the case.
You've got Parker Posey going to be in your next film.
Yes.
What has intrigued you so to ask her to appear in your next movie?
I worked with her in this movie, in Irrational Man, and she was so impressive to me that when a part came up that she was vaguely right for in the next movie, I said, let's get Parker, because she's great.
Well, we just saw Woody Allen's latest film, Irrational Man, and it is Woody's favorite already in my heart. His exquisite casting and the story and dialogue is all pure Woody, and I know you're going to enjoy it. It's set in Rhode Island, and it's a story about a philosophy professor who commits an existential act to find himself. So it's a must-see. Congratulations to Woody. Can't wait to see what you do next.